Hi friends, it's Brittany Valadez here for BravelyDaily.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this video where we are going to be talking about the ever so popular film on Netflix, Cuties. But before we get into that, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button on the corner of your screen and hit the notification bell, which will notify you each time that I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's just at Brittany Valadez. I love connecting with you guys online here and of course on social media. All right, let's get into this video. When I first heard about Cuties, having a journalism background and being a Christian and all, it's kind of important that I get the whole story before I make my decision. So when I first heard about this and I saw the poster kind of shocked me. I was like, I've always been a person who really doesn't like to see little kids in crop tops, but hey, that's just me. So anyways, I had a chance to view a little clip of the film, you know, what we've been seeing going around the internet, and I couldn't even finish watching. I just started, I said, okay, I gotta see what everyone's talking about, but like I don't wanna see it because I've been reading about it, but I had to see a little bit of it and it disgusted me. I couldn't even watch it. And like I couldn't even finish it. So I wanted to send it to everyone that I know because I was like, hey, oh my gosh, you gotta see this film. It's so disgusting. We should watch it. But I couldn't even like send it to people because I felt like I was distributing child porn. I'm sure most of you that are watching this video probably agree that it is disgusting. And also, this has been a bipartisan issue. We've had conservatives and liberals both supporting this whole cancel Netflix thing that's been going around. I've been seeing people come out, some that have been in support of it. You know, you have the people that are saying, well, it's trying to showcase the sexualization of young girls in our culture. And I'm like, trust me, we really do have sexualization of young girls in our culture. Of course, there is a hilarious Babylon Bee article that I had shared on my Facebook page. You guys can follow me on Facebook as well. It basically said that Netflix was trying to show how horrible it is to kill puppies by actually murdering puppies. And that made so much sense. Look, I get if you want to send a strong message about how young girls are being taken advantage of and being over-sexualized and, you know, trying to make a stance against maybe child porn or human trafficking, etc. But you don't actually do those acts in order to make a point. Like, you know, you're not gonna sexually abuse a little girl to show how sexually abusing a little girl is bad. You're not going to traffic a child to show how trafficking a child is bad. You're not going to commit an abortion to show how an abortion is bad. You see my point. My concern with Netflix is the fact that they're number one, that they allowed this film to be on their platform, and number two, that they supported it. What was going through my head was what a lot of people were saying. So these girls had to audition for this role. Like, again, we don't know what they had to show off, but I'm sure they had to show dancing skills, and I'm pretty sure they had to practice these dances and perfect them in front of adults to get them right. And then they had costume designers making these costumes for these little kids, and then the designers watching these kids perform. Just so many adults watching these little kids perform videos that singers like Cardi B or Meghan the Stallion would put out as normal. And you guys know, I don't really like any sort of music that basically has girls on the floor with their butts in the camera. Really? Yeah. Gross, much less underage kids, okay? So my concern with all of this out there is the fact that there are pedos, you know, pedophiles who will watch this stuff and enjoy it. Are we trying to make entertainment for pedophiles? Well, apparently we are, because that's what this is out there, like, ugh. Most of us people can't watch that kind of stuff. That's the other thing, that their parents would allow this to even happen. Oh, hello. So that's an issue, a big issue. And you know what? I was thinking, there's outrage on both sides of liberal, conservative, faith-based, non-religious, anything like that. And that's good. But sooner or later, I feel like this is something that's going to be accepted. Think about how a progressive society is. Hear the word progressive. At first, it's not accepted, but over time, it becomes the norm. It's like a frog in hot water, that sort of comparison. You put the frog in hot water right away, it's gonna jump out. But you put the frog in water and you slowly turn up the heat, it's not gonna realize it's being burned. So something like this, unfortunately, I feel like maybe one day it might be the norm. But we have to do our best to stop it because it's disgusting. It's disgusting to take these little kids and expose them to things that they would never know about. We're robbing their innocence from them. Now, some may say, well, they're just memorizing lines or they're memorizing dance moves. It's no big deal. But they're not stupid, okay? In a few years, they're gonna start figuring out what those lines they were memorizing, what they were saying, what it really means. And I'm pretty sure as they're going along, even now when they were reciting those lines, they started to figure it out, especially with how society is so corrupt as it is. I love children in that I want to preserve their innocence. The Bible has so many verses of Jesus talking about protecting the young children. In the Bible, Jesus talks about the importance of life from the moment of conception, when the baby is being formed in his mother's womb, all the way to when the child is out. And there's so many verses that are in support of keeping young children. They're so precious in the sight of God. And you know what? This brings me to another topic. Now, the other day, I was watching John from Skillet. If you guys haven't checked him out, you definitely should. He's always on Facebook and talking about the greatest things all the time. And I will put all his information in the description box. I got a plug here. I actually had a sit-down chat with him and it was very good. I will let you know on my social media accounts when I'm gonna be uploading that interview, so look out for that. All right, well, he was talking about cancel culture and cancel Netflix. So for me, and well, him as well, we don't really agree with cancel culture because cancel culture is basically shutting down people whose opinions you don't agree with. Everybody has the right to an opinion. Whether you agree to it or not doesn't make that other person a bigot if what they say doesn't align with your beliefs. In fact, if you're not allowing anyone else to speak because they don't align with what you say, that actually makes you the bigot. Now, I think cancel culture deserves its own video, so I will reserve it for that. But I want to make it clear that cancel culture is not the same as cancel Netflix. Now, I see it like this. Obviously, Netflix is a subscription service, so you could actually cancel Netflix, which that's what I thought when I saw the whole hashtag cancel Netflix. Yeah, cancel your subscription. We did it ourselves in our household and we think it's important. Let me tell you this, if you didn't know, all they see is money. Money talks to them. If its viewers aren't satisfied, if its audience isn't paying, they're gonna be forced to listen because at the end of the day, for them, it's the money that matters. So I definitely don't support maybe canceling people or canceling things because they have a different viewpoint. And Netflix has a lot of films that I won't watch or don't agree with. But when it comes to children and having children perform things that are taking away their innocence, and when it's hurting our kids, or it could almost be illegal, yeah, I definitely think we can support this whole cancel Netflix. Now, do I think that Netflix can be redeemed? Well, I wouldn't be a Christian if I said that it couldn't. If Netflix can remove the film and apologize for it, do I think that we can go back and renew our subscriptions? Yes, I do. I fully believe that anyone can be redeemed. You could say, Brittany, this is a stretch. Think about it. There are people running Netflix. There's people behind it. And we can show them as believers, we can not support you when you're doing something wrong, but we will support you when you make the right decision. That is grace. And isn't that the whole purpose of Christianity? Now, another issue that's been raised is the fact that Michelle and Barack Obama, as well as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, have been very silent on this whole issue. Now, I can give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe they're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. But on the other side, both parties do have kids, and I would think it's deserving them as well. Now, if you guys didn't know, Meghan Markle and and Prince Harry, Barack Obama, and Michelle Obama, they are heavily involved with Netflix. In fact, they have million-dollar deals with the company. Now, I'll be the first to admit that money makes people talk, but also money makes people be quiet. I think we've all been in a situation where we've been tempted with money, and maybe we have chosen the money over morality. But at this point, I would absolutely urge Michelle and Barack, as well as Meghan and Harry, to make the right decision and call out Netflix for what they're doing. I would support them. Now, I don't support their politics, but I do support people who make the right decision when they do. Michelle, Barack, Meghan, and Harry, please make the right choice. We're all hoping for it. Now, I'm all for forms of social media, everybody expressing their opinion, their views, and we shouldn't censor things, but it becomes different when it's kids. When it comes to things like TikTok, and now when we're seeing little kids on there doing dances that it's usually adults doing, or maybe performing in a skit or doing something that pretty much adults are doing, doesn't that disturb you? Parents, young adults, I want to encourage you to watch what your little sisters, your cousins, your daughters are doing online, and same for your sons too. We want to preserve the innocence of our kids as much as possible, because at the end of the day, it's not keeping them sheltered. They're going to find things out as they grow up, but things should be found out in its time. As Christians, we want to pursue holiness, and the longer you preserve that in your mind and in your heart, the easier it is to be able to resist temptation when it comes. And for those of you who are watching these kind of performances, it's going to be easier to accept it as okay. For example, maybe child porn is disgusting now, or seeing these little girls wear all this makeup and do these sexy dances is gross. But after seeing it for so long, you become desensitized to it and you think, well, it's okay. And before you know it, you're going to start compromising, and you're not going to even realize it because you're going to be so used to it. So what do you guys think that we should do about it? Obviously, I think it starts with us. I think we have to curate our content as best as possible. Who are we following? What are we following? Who are we supporting? What are we supporting? Okay, that's very important. And also, I definitely would recommend that parents and older siblings, older relatives, make sure to keep an eye on what your younger family members are doing and what they're watching. And if you're struggling with things yourself, you definitely need to reach out to someone who can be your accountability partner. Girls, go to another woman, and guys, go to another guy. You need to have someone to help you out with this. You know, God didn't create us to be alone. He created us to have fellowship with one another. And that's important, because you'd be surprised how many people are struggling with this kind of sexual addiction in any sort of way. And then maybe, should we petition different social media companies to be careful with the kind of things that they put out? They see a child doing something sexual, can you report that? Friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and I invite your comments. I want to know, what are your thoughts on this whole Cuties Netflix situation, or maybe Meghan and Michelle, or things like TikTok? Do you have opinions on any of those variants that we talked about today? Let me know. Also, what are your thoughts about canceling different networks or subscriptions that are put out content that maybe we don't agree with? But does it make a difference when it comes to children? I want to know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section below. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because you will be notified when I upload a new video. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure to follow me on social media. It's pretty much just at Brittany Valadez everywhere. Until next time, I'm Brittany Valadez. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.